Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If you clicked on this video, obviously you're interested in the new Honda Proto-type Electric Dirt Bike. If not, you can check out last video, which is a full ride video on the KX125. So if you like two strokes, check out last video. But yeah, we're just going to jump right into some of the riding footage from this new Honda Proto-type Electric Dirt Bike. Something I didn't mention in the video talking, I'm curious to see what would be the selling factor for you. Say you don't like e-bikes, or say you want an e-bike. What would be the selling factor for you to potentially buy one? Is it the runtime? Is it just it doesn't have sound? What would it have to be? What would the specs have to be for you to purchase one? Me personally, if they got it to 4 hours consistent full power runtime and say an hour and a half of charge time, that'd be ideal. You're not really gonna ever ride over 4 hours. If you do, like I'm talking 4 hours, like full speed, maxed out. So if you're not riding maxed out, it's gonna get more than 4 hours. So let me know in the comments what would be like the major selling factor that would be like, oh, I need to have that, or I would want that compared to where the e-bike kind of stuff is at now. So on the topic of Hondas, tomorrow's build series video should be out. Kind of got all the parts in for the Honda CR125 build, so I'll stay on the lookout for that tomorrow. But I'm gonna quit talking, jump into some of this riding footage and kind of going over that. All right, so here's the first ride footage from this Honda CRE right off the bat here. Like the photographer didn't even hear him coming. A little e-bike jokes off the bat. All right, wow, Tyler, you're so funny. But anyways, here is some of the footage. I mean, there's not much really I can say. Off the bat, if you can hear it, it sounds very more like an RC car than the Alta does, in my opinion. I think it's more high pitched than the Alta is. No, this isn't. This is through video and not actually in person. But based on what I'm hearing from this, it sounds way more high pitched, more RC car like, and way a little bit different than what the Alta is. Along with that, with the given footage, it's kind of glitchy. I'm sorry for the quality. It's been processed through a bunch of different things, so the quality is not the best, but you're still getting some footage. I don't know if it's just the rider, or the way he's riding it, but the bike doesn't look that snappy. Doesn't look like it's that fast. Granted, it would probably be completely different if you're actually riding it, but based on the video, it doesn't look like it snaps or it hits off like the Alta does. I don't know what map he's in, if there's even maps. We still don't even have any, like, a bunch of information on the battery or the electronics or anything like that. So the only thing we know is obviously it's a LiPo battery, which is every battery pretty much nowadays. But like, as the footage right here, it doesn't look like he's really trying, or if the bike's just slow. I'm curious if they even release these. I don't know if this is still considered a concept bike or whatnot, to eventually try one of these and compare it to the Alta. So Honda, if you're listening, hit me up. I'll review it for you. But anyways, but it just doesn't look like or seem like it has that initial snap and really get up as you'd expect from an electric bike, or personally from me riding the Alta. It just has that really quick get up, and it doesn't look like this has that. So could just be it's most likely the way he's riding it. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But let me know in the comments what you think, your opinion, other than you don't like e-bikes. But let me know what you actually think based on this video footage and of the bike itself. Obviously, this is the whatever works edition. I doubt the released bike would have all these parts on it, but that's a whole different story. We're not talking about looks here. But something we can confirm on is the official name for the bike is the Honda CRE Well, it says Proto-type. I don't think I clarified that in my last video I made on this thing. That's why I'm even making this, because I made the previous reveal with a couple pictures when I talked about it. But and because some of my videos recently have been a lot of the Alta. So most likely this won't be released for a very long time. Sure, they have one complete, but that doesn't mean they're going to mass produce these. Personally, I don't think we're going to see these within potentially the next year. I'm going to say 2 years before they're actually pushed out into the market and where somebody can just walk into a store and buy it. But basically, other than that, there's really not a bunch of specs on this bike, as we talked about before. They're basically comparing it to, or trying to match, the speed of a 250F. So there was a few questions if they're trying to compare it to a 250, 350, or 450. It's confirmed that it's a 250F base design, obviously using the same frame from an 18 250F. Maybe they cut a few things and tweaked it a little bit, but it's based on the 250F frame. I think the 250 and 450 frame are the same. Don't quote me on it. I don't know Hondas. So a bunch of these questions that a lot of people have that aren't answered from a Honda is obviously what kind of motor, specifications on that. People are still asking if it has clutch or gears. No, I don't know how that would work, how they would integrate gears and a clutch on an electric vehicle. Obviously in the pictures there was no gear shifter or clutch, but once again, I don't know how they would incorporate that. Maybe some of you have some knowledge on that, how they would do that, but to my understanding, it wouldn't make sense. Charge time, obviously we don't know the battery, wouldn't know that. I believe it has some different power modes based on the selectors on the handlebars. If you didn't see my last video on this, you can check it out if you're even interested in this thing. Swapping batteries, doesn't look like you can swap the batteries. Maybe you can. Maybe they have some special way to do it. That would be kind of cool to have a spare battery, unlike the Alta, where it's kind of a pain. Well, it is very much a pain to change if you were trying to do that at the track. I'm sure nobody really does that. That owns one. Maybe when Alta was doing their stuff, they could change it much faster than the normal guy, but it would take quite a while, and they're very expensive. A battery for the Alta is like $3-4 grand, I think. And then obviously we don't know a price and we don't know the release date. So other than that, there's really not much else to cover on this thing. I just kind of wanted to show some of the riding footage for people that are interested. I think it's kind of interesting. As you can see, he's doing a start here. It does look better when he's doing the start, like it has a little more torque, but for the most part, I don't think it looks as fast as the Alta. Maybe it's in a different mode, like I said, but who knows until you get some. I can't understand what they're saying in this video, so if there's a translator, let me know what they're saying. It doesn't really look like it compares to the Alta, but what do I know? We'll have to see when it gets released, if it gets released. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of this thing. It's kind of just a shorter video recapping this and showing you guys what's up for all the e-bike fans. But if you guys enjoy this, want to see more, make sure you're subscribed. Check out last video if you don't like e-bikes on the KX125, like I said. Get some two-stroke sounds if you like that. So yeah, off of that, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.